I know how to bring people together and to try to coalesce people around an issue. And the bottom line is we have to ask ourselves on every issue, what is in it for the citizens of Fort Worth?
All right, well, first of all, let's start with, take me back to the day you decided to run for District 5. How did that decision happen?
It was a community decision. I started getting calls from people telling me that Gina had decided not to run and that I would run for District 5. And so I started meeting with community leaders, and so this was something that bubbled up from the community. I consider myself Scoop a servant leader, and so I go where the community wants me to go. And after having met with several ministers and community leaders, I said, if this is what you want me to do, I will do it.
Not your first time running for
No.
office.
And you know what? No, it isn't. I started out, I worked in corporate America for almost 35 years. And when I retired, I said, I think my life began. I then could indulge my passion for community advocacy and service. And so I worked for the Democratic Party for many years. I ran for mayor twice and was not successful. And then the community asked me to run for county judge. I ran for that and was not successful. But I was never defeated because I always ran an issues-based campaign based on what I felt like we needed to do for community. So,
what do you want people in District 5 to know about Deborah Peoples? And tell us something that we don't know.
Oh, that Deborah Peoples has a heart for service, and that Deborah Peoples works 24 hours to ensure that the people that she cares about, and those are the residents of District 5, are taken care of and their needs are going to be met. And for Deborah Peoples, this is a full-time job. I am not a part-time council person. For me, making sure that I take care of not only the residents of District 5, but the residents of Fort Worth, I take that charge very seriously, and I'm going to be there for them.
Yeah, you're coming in at a time when the majority of the council have been reelected.
Yes.
Which speaks a lot about our community and their relationship with our city leaders.
Absolutely.
For you, what does it feel like coming in with these reelected co-council members?
It feels like coming home.
Okay.
I know so many of them and have worked on many of their campaigns and have worked with them on various issues in the community. So this is only an extension of what I do every day. I told somebody, I said, I feel like I'm drinking from a water hose, but oh, the water is so sweet. Because these are things I would do every day. These are people I would advocate for. This just gives me a little more push to help some of the people and the issues that I work on already.
So you're in District 5. Do you feel like the entire city is your responsibility as well?
Oh, absolutely. I think I have this focus on District 5 because there are issues that are related to District 5 that I need to take care of. But I think ultimately, as a council person, just like every council person, they should be considering the city as a whole.
Okay. Let me ask you this. The city council sometimes is split, especially on very controversial issues. What will Deborah Peoples do to help with camaraderie?
So Deborah Peoples is going to do what she always does. I know how to bring people together and to try to coalesce people around an issue. And the bottom line is we have to ask ourselves on every issue, what is in it for the citizens of Fort Worth? What is in it for the citizens of District 5? And you have to take your personality out of it. You have to. And so we have been elected to be stewards of this government for the residents of Fort Worth. And so I'm going to constantly remind people that's our charge. It's not about who's right or who's going to win or who can posture the most. It's about what is the best decision for the people that we serve.
What's going to be your biggest challenge?
being everywhere at once. And so this is what my family said. They say I never sleep, that I feel this commitment to be everywhere. And so it is learning to let go and to be able to delegate, because I always feel like people need to see me. That is why when I ran for election, I went out and knocked on doors. I didn't want somebody going out and knocking on doors for me. I wanted residents to see my face, to know how to get in touch with me, to be able to know that their representative was there and available for them.
You're replacing Councilwoman Gina Bivens,
Yes.
who did not endorse you.
Oh, and that's okay. And that's what I tell people. We live in a democracy, and in a democracy, everyone has an opportunity to vote for whom they want. I mean, and so I know Gina. I know Gina well. I got a wonderful congratulatory note from her, and so I am ready to move on. I mean, the person that she endorsed came in third, so I am ready to go to work and want to work with everybody who voted for me and who didn't vote for me.
Speaking of working with everybody, what do you anticipate your relationship with Mayor Parker, especially since you ran against her?
Yeah. Well, I bring no baggage. Okay, so if anybody has baggage, hopefully it's not the mayor, but I am, so, Scoop, I grew up in an era where there are no permanent enemies, there are no permanent friends. You work with the team that you have. And so I'm ready to work with everybody. Now, that's their decision whether they're ready to work with me or not, but I come here with a clean slate. I want to work for the residents of District 5, and that doesn't mean I'm going to agree with everybody all the time, but I'm here to do the best job I can to support not only the residents of District 5, but the citizens of Fort Worth.
You get a call from somebody in your district, it might be about trash, it might be a nuisance, no street lights. When you get a call from someone in your district, how will the response be?
I already get those calls. I already got those calls, and I'm working on them already. And because let me tell you, quality of life is important for people. I mean, and if you're living on a street that there's trash dumped out there and everything, that doesn't provide you the best quality of life. And so I want to make sure that we are making sure that we are getting rid of those things. I mean, one of the main complaints I heard was no street lights. In far north Fort Worth, many of the people out there talked about not having street lights and it being dark. They deserve that. They are residents of Fort Worth. They pay taxes. They need our city services. And so I'm on those things already. Out in Mosier Valley, I mean, no park out there. I was out there and it was 90 degrees and no shade. We've got to work on things like making sure that we are providing the best services that we can. And those are the things that, all politics is local. Those are the things that improve the quality of life for our residents, or simple things like trash pickup and street lights and parks and delivering city services in a timely manner. So those are things I'm going to focus on in addition to the big issues.
Tell us about your onboarding when you start. What's the plan?
So it is going on right now. And so it is one of the nice things, I told you, it's like drinking from a fire hose. But because I have been so engaged with people about city issues and working with some of the city council people now, it has not been as onerous as I thought. I was up this morning at 5 o'clock doing my open meetings training. And so, but I served on the Tarrant-County Elections Board Commission, so familiar with open meetings and the training, and so today was just an update. So they're throwing a lot at me, but there are things that I can catch, and hopefully they'll throw me a few softballs and we'll keep going.
Yeah. You're meeting with our new city manager,
Yes.
Jay Chopper, today.
Yes.
What is Jay going to learn about Deborah Peoples today?
Well, I hope he learns that Deborah Peoples is one smart cookie and who understands the issues. And if I don't know, I am one of the people who ask questions. I don't believe that I know it all, and I try to surround myself with people who can get me the answers. And I am curious but effective, and I believe I try to work for the win. And so I want to work for the win.
Fort Worth is in the process of getting a new police chief.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me where you stand on public safety and crime in our
So
city.
it's a big issue in my district. And so, but I tell everybody, so Scoop, I love it because I know what good policing looks like. I am the sister of a City of Odessa policeman. I am the sister of a former Fort Worth City, Tarrant County Constable, Natalie Whitlock. I am the sister of a Court of Appeals Judge, Mary Ellen Hicks. And so I know what good policing looks like. I know it's about gaining the trust of the community that you serve. I believe in community policing. I think that our next police chief has to be out there and be willing to work with the various communities. I have 46 neighborhood associations who all want the same thing. They want to feel safe in their home. And I want a chief that is going to be able to work with all the communities.
Right now, Fort Worth is dealing with a growing homeless population.
Absolutely.
What is your stand on that?
So let me just tell you, it is not just Fort Worth, but it's the nation. But I want Fort Worth to be a leader in trying to address the homeless issue. And so it is a multifaceted issue. You know, I hear people say all the time, oh, they just want to be homeless. No, a single mother with 2 or 3 children sleeping in her car does not want to be homeless. She does not. And not everybody is mentally ill. Not everybody has a drug problem or an alcohol problem. We need to bring all these resources together and come up with a model that we can start addressing in totality the whole issue. Why, does the mother, is she not able to get a job past minimum wage? How do we get her in some training that gets her a higher paying job? How do we provide her with safe housing, safe supportive housing so that her children, she feels safe? How do we make sure there's not food insecurity and the children are going without food? So it's a multi-pronged approach. It is something I want to get involved in. Homelessness and literacy are 2 huge issues that I know I want to get involved in, because I do think literacy has an impact on homelessness along with other things.
Yeah, speaking of literacy, the Fort Worth ISD is in a lot of challenges now with some of their campuses getting passing grades. What's your take on what's happening in our education system for the city?
So I'm probably going to get in trouble with people, but that's okay. This is Deborah. I'm the daughter of an educator. My mother was an educator, and so I spent many of my summers helping her and doing school year after year. I think it has been the consistent dumbing down of America. I believe when I went to school, we had teachers that made sure that we knew the basics. It was reading, writing, and arithmetic. And now the state makes people teach to a test and not on the basic skills. And I think we have to get back to basics. It's basic skill sets. Number 1, Johnny needs to be able to read. I mean, we need to teach basic reading and not teach to a test, but teach to skills. We need basic arithmetic. I tell people now, we didn't have calculators. We didn't have that, and we learned to add and subtract. I think we need to get back to the basics, but one of the things that I do is I go and visit schools and do reading programs. We need to get back to basic literacy. If we need to do Saturday schools, I'm there for it. We need to help our educators. They are besieged and overwhelmed, and we need to stop just throwing it all on the teachers, but all of us need to get engaged, because the young people that are in school now are the people that are going to be making decisions about our lives in the next 10 and 20 years, and if we don't have an educated population, we're in trouble.
What do you want our business community to know about you?
Oh, that Deborah Peoples understands business, that I worked for a corporation for 35 years. I know that we need economic development to keep our engine growing here in Fort Worth. We have a young population, they need jobs, they need good paying jobs, and I want that to happen. But I also want businesses to understand they need to be good citizens. They cannot just come into a community and take and not give. There's a give and the take between the residents of the city and their expectations for the businesses. So having worked for a large corporation for many years, I understand that corporations and businesses have a major place in the development of a city, but I also want them to be good citizens.
When Deborah Peoples is finished serving as a council person, what do you want to be said about you?
I want people to say, that was our councilwoman. We felt taken care of, we felt nurtured, we felt embraced, we felt like we had a fighter who would not stop, who would not accept no, and found ways to get to yes for all of us.
Good job.
Thanks.